Welcome to iLecture Online. Here we're going to learn how to convert a decimal to a fraction. Start with a simple number 0.8, which means you have 0 whole units plus you have 8/10ths of a unit. So we call that 8/10ths. So that's how we write it as a fraction, 8/10. So we write this 0 plus 8 divided by 10. So 8/10ths written in the decimal really means 8/10 as a fraction. Since we add 0 to that, this is simply 8 divided by 10, and that can be simplified. 8 divided by 2 is 4, 10 divided by 2 is 5, so when we divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2, we get 4/5. Our next example is 0.5. Again, that means it's 0 plus 5/10ths. Well, 5/10ths can be simplified by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 10. Well, first let's add 0 to that. We get 5 divided by 10. When we divide the numerator by 5, we get 1. Divide the denominator by 5, we get 2. Which means that 0.5 is the same as 5/10ths, or it simplifies to 1/2. 0.5 is the same as 1/2. The next number, 2.4, means we have 2 whole units, plus we have 4/10ths, 4 divided by 10. We can simplify 4 divided by 10 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. This can be written as 2 plus 2/5, and we can write that as a mixed number as 2 and 2/5. Well, we can also convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. How do we do that? We multiply the whole number by the denominator and add it to the numerator. This can be written as 2 times 5 plus 2 divided by 5, which is 10 plus 2, or 12 divided by 5. If you're wondering what I just did, let me show you. Let me explain how we can simplify that when we convert what we call a mixed number into an improper fraction. This can also be written as 2 plus 2/5, and then we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator, because when we write a whole number 2, this is basically 2 divided by 1. And then we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So I'll do that in red. And let me move this up just a little bit, because I like that to be even. So 2 over 1. So instead of writing 2, I can write as 2 over 1 plus 2/5, just like we did here. But now we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the denominator here, which is 5. Notice when we multiply times 5 over 5, that's like multiplying by 1. Nothing has changed. Now this becomes 10 over 5 plus 2 over 5, which is equal to 12 over 5. Again, what we did here was go from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Now that we've seen how we do this, let me show you a trick that my wife used to use when she taught our kids how to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. It's actually a pretty neat trick. Let's say we have a mixed number, 2 and 2/5. It showed our kids was as follows. You put a little multiplication sign at the bottom here and a little plus sign at the top. Now what you do is you multiply 2 times 5 and add 2 to that and write that in the numerator. So this becomes 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 2, which is 12, and you divide it by the denominator 5. So that's how you very quickly turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. Pretty slick, huh? Now let's try it over here with this number, and I need a little bit more room. So 14.3 is equal to, well, first of all, we write it as 14 plus 3/10ths, therefore 3 divided by 10. Now we can write that as a mixed number, 14 and 3/10ths. And again, our little trick here, we write a little multiplication sign at the bottom and a little plus sign at the top. This now becomes 14 times 10. Well, we simply add a 0. 14 times 10 is 140, plus 3. That gives us 143 divided by the denominator 10. And that's how we convert a decimal into either a mixed number or an improper fraction. That's how it's done.